I've learned a lot of lessons over the past few years, and I think the biggest lesson I've learned, and probably the most important, is that I need to change my attitude. I want to ask you guys a question. What is your attitude towards life? Do you feel you have control over it, or do you feel like life just simply happens to you and you have to suck it up? What about your attitude towards family, friends, and even partners? What about your attitude towards yourself, your personal development? Do you think that you need to change as a person, or that you're fine the way you are? In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about why changing my attitude changed my life. But before we get into the video, I want to welcome those of you who are new. My name is Bridget and I'm a parent and mindset coach. I also just want to let you guys know about my free Facebook group called Raising Me While Raising You. So if you're a parent, you're into personal development, you want to work on your mindset, your confidence, and your relationships, I really urge you to check out our group. We're an amazing community and I hope to see you there. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, comment below what you want to see more from me, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Our environment, our experiences, and our beliefs have shaped us into the people we are, and they've had a drastic impact on how we see life, how we view the world, and how we view ourselves. The way we grew up especially has an impact. So if you're the type of person who grew up around people who thought they had no control over life, who saw life as a drag, who always thought things were hard and unfair, you are most likely that type of person and followed those beliefs. In contrast, if you grew up around people who always made the most out of things, who loved life, who thought they had complete control, then you're most likely that type of person as well. Our beliefs shape our attitude, and our attitude shapes our life. The kinds of interactions we have, the experiences we partake in, how we view a situation or how we view people. To change our negative attitude, we have to change our beliefs. And those are often tough to change. For me, I grew up surrounded mostly by people who thought that we had to do it all alone. I was taught never to ask for help, to never let the world see that I was struggling. And that's when my people-pleasing habits quickly started to form. And this fixed mindset kept me from voicing my opinion, asking questions, and getting vulnerable with the people in my life. And this attitude shaped the way I partook in experiences that shaped my education, my relationships especially. And after some time, I started to resent a lot of people in my life because I was the one always putting in the effort, always helping out. And I never asked for support. I never asked for that help. So throughout my life, I went about doing things on my own and staying comfortable. And it wasn't till my last year of high school, and it lasted throughout my college experience, that I finally started to notice how it was negatively affecting my life. I stayed in a relationship for way longer than I should have. I didn't ask for help about adulting in life, about doing things on my own, how to take care of finances, how to live by yourself, how to do simple tasks. I didn't ask for help from professors when I really, really needed it and when I was struggling. I said yes way too often and no, not enough. I didn't ask anyone for favors, and I said yes to friends when I shouldn't have. I overcommitted and ended up letting way too many people down. I was so convinced by my beliefs that I should be the person that the world wanted me to be, and I never once asked myself who I wanted to be. And it led to fear, anger, and resentment. And I hated feeling that way. And so about a year before I graduated, I went through kind of a crisis where I really didn't know who I was. I was struggling with my identity, and imposter syndrome is what it felt like. And I started seeing all of this negativity around me, and I was just so confused and lost and angry, and I didn't know what to do. And so I knew I had to change my attitude about that belief, about that I couldn't ask for help. I knew I needed to start asking for help and start making an effort and start showing up for myself, because my attitude towards myself was a very negative attitude. And I needed to change it in order to start seeing positive impact in my life, in my relationships especially. And so the relationship that I stayed in for too long didn't end well. It ended very poorly. And they resented me. And I resented them. I had friends walk out on me because I wasn't showing up for them. I wasn't doing my part. And I wasn't getting vulnerable when I needed to. I wasn't saying, hey, I need help to my family when I needed to. And so in order to change that negative attitude, I needed to start changing those beliefs. And so I got really serious about wanting to change, making this commitment, and really starting my personal growth journey as a person. I needed to get to know myself in order to start showing up for myself. And so right now I want to walk you guys through some of the things that really, really helped me start doing this. The first thing was questioning myself, questioning everything about my experiences, about what has happened to me up until this point, about why I was the way I was. And I did this by starting to write. I started to write everything about my life that I could remember, how my parents were, how I was as a child, and some of the experiences, the really memorable experiences. And by doing all of this, I kind of start to realize why I was the way I was. And not only did that help me understand, but it really put things into perspective. Because life simply wasn't just happening to me. At every moment, I was making a choice. I was making a choice to believe the things in my life. I was making a choice to say yes, to say no. Right? So writing became this powerful tool for me in order to reflect. But because I'm an introvert, I do think a lot, and I need to be alone, and I need to kind of conceptualize and theorize things a little bit more. And so writing was a great tool for me in order to discover some things that I really felt were hidden about me. I also made an effort to make amends with things that have happened to me in the past. So for me, it was relationships, people I hurt in the past. So I made my best effort to apologize to those that I've hurt and do my best, whether they wanted to accept me back into their life. That I really can't control, and I know that I can't control that, and that's something I needed to work through. So making amends, reflecting on your past, and acknowledging and accepting that the way you were before, you can't control. But the way you are right now, and the future you can control. I also started reading a lot and trying to learn as much as I could. So for me, it was about reading tons of memoirs and self-help books, because that's the journey I really wanted to get into. I started reading memoirs because at the time I was attempting to write my own, or it kind of happened accidentally, but I read a lot of memoirs, and that to me was super helpful in kind of trying to process the pain and trauma that I had been through. And self-help books ranged from topics of money and career and meditation and empathy and so many different things that I was trying to work on. So many parts about myself and so many beliefs that I had, I was working on trying to change my perspective around it. Because I knew that I had a lot of limiting beliefs and kind of unconscious beliefs that I really needed to work through. I started journaling a lot. I started journaling daily, and it wasn't just about writing things that were happening in the past. It was also about present things that were going on in my day-to-day life, and a lot of things that I was trying to manifest in the future. The other thing I started doing, which I think was probably the most beneficial for me as a person, I needed to show myself proof that I could actually change as a person. So I picked one thing that I wanted to work on, one habit that I wanted to instill, and I did it for 30 days. So for me, it was about meditation, because I was never one to really be able to sit with my thoughts. That was extremely difficult for me, and be silent and not doing anything. I always felt like I had to keep moving and had to keep doing something. So I picked meditation because I had done a ton of research at the time about meditation, and my partner at the time was also super into meditation, so it just worked out that way. So I picked meditation, I did it for 30 days, and I saw a crazy, crazy change in my life. I was just so much more calm. I also felt more energized, more focused. I was able to sleep better. I was able to interact with people better. I was able to control my thoughts in a different way. And so if you can instill one habit, it doesn't have to be meditation, it could be anything you want, but instilling one habit and doing it for 30 days shows yourself that proof that you can change, you can do it. But at the end of the day, it's really about holding yourself accountable for doing all of these things. You have to put in the work in order to change and in order to see a difference in your life. So these are some of the things that worked for me really well, and I tried to make them as vague as possible because I know changing your attitude can be about so many different things. For me, it was about changing my attitude towards myself and who I was as a person. But before we end today's video, I just wanted to quickly announce that spots for my free consult are open. So if you're a parent and you're on your personal development journey, you want to have more confidence and better relationships in your life, I really urge you to check out the consult below. You'll get a chance to chat with me, talk about what you're struggling with, and see how I can help. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Really hope it was helpful and useful, and I will see you next time.